On the last day of the sacrifice, when the king was to be sprinkled over with the sacred water, the great Brahmana rishis, ever deserving of respectful treatment, along with the invite kings, entered together the inner enclosure of the sacrificial compound, and those illustrious rishis, with Narada as their foremost, seated at their ease with those royal sages within that enclosure, looked like the gods seated in the mansion of Brahma in the company of the celestial rishis. And with immeasurable energy, those rishis, having obtained leisure, started various topics of conversation. This is so, this is not so, this is even so, this cannot be otherwise. Thus did many of them engaged in discussions with one another. Some amongst the disputants, by well-chosen arguments, made the weaker position appear the stronger, and the stronger the weaker. Some disputants, endowed with great intelligence, fell upon the position urged by others like hawks darting at the meat thrown up into the air, while some amongst them vested in the interpretations of religious treatises, and others of rigid vows, and well acquainted with every commentary and gloss, engaged themselves in pleasant converse, and that platform, crowded with gods, Brahmanas, and great rishis, looked extremely handsome, like the wide expanse of the firmament, studded with stars. There was then no Sudra near that platform of Yudhishthira mansion, nor anybody that was without vows. And Narada, beholding the fortunate Yudhishthira prosperity that was born of that sacrifice, became highly gratified. Beholding that vast concourse of the Kshatriyas, the Muni Narada became thoughtful, and the Rishi began to recollect the words he had heard of old in the mansion of Brahma regarding the incarnation on earth of portions of every deity, and knowing that that was a concourse god, Narada talked in his mind of Hari with eyes like lotus petals. He knew that creator himself of every object on, that exalted of all gods, Narayana, who had formerly commanded the celestials, saying, "Be ye born on earth, and lay on another, and come back to heaven." That slayer of all the enemies of the gods, that subjugator of all hostile towns, in order to fulfill his own promise, had been born in the Kshatriya order. And Narada knew that the exalted and holy Narayana, also called Sambhihu, the Lord of the universe, having commanded all the celestials thus, had taken his birth in the race of Yadus, and that foremost of all perpetuator of races, having sprung from the line of the Andihaka Vrishnis, on earth, was graced with great good fortune, and was shining like the moon herself among stars. Narada knew that Hari, the grinder of foes, whose strength of arm was ever praised by all the celestials with Indra, among them, was then living in the world in human form. The self-create will himself take away this vast concourse of Kshatriyas, endowed with so much strength. Such was the vision of Narada, the omniscient, who knew Hari or Narayana to be that supreme Lord whom everybody worshipped with sacrifice. And Narada, gifted with great intelligence, and the foremost of all persons, and conversant with morality, thinking of all these, sat at that sacrifice of the wise King Yudhishthira, the just, with feelings of awe. Then Bhishma, addressing King Yudhishthira, the just, said, Bharata, let Arghyaharana be offered unto the kings as each of them deserveth. Lista, the preceptor, the sacrificial priest, the relative, the sinataka, the friend, and the king, it hath been said, are the six that deserve Arghyaharana. The wise have said that, when any of these dwell with on for full on ear, he deserveth to be worshipped with Arghyaharana. These kings have been staying with us for some time. Therefore, let Arghyaharana be procured to be offered unto each of them, and let an Arghyaharana be presented first of all unto him among those present who is the foremost. Hearing these words of Bhisma, Yudhishthira said, Grandsire, thou of the Kuru race, whom thou deemest the foremost amongst these, and unto whom the Arghyaharana should be presented by us, tell me. Then Bhisma, the son of Santanu, judged it by his intelligence that on earth Krishna was the foremost of all, and he said, As is the sun among all luminous objects, so is the one among us all, in consequence of his energy, strength, and prowess, and these are sacrificial manso, is illuminated and gladdened by him as a sunless region by the sun, or a region of still air by a gust of breeze. Thus commanded by Bhisma, Sahadeva, endowed with great prowess, Dul presented the first Arghyaharana of excellent ingredients unto Krishna of the Vrishni race. Krishna accepted it according to the forms of the ordinance. Sisupala could not bear to see that worship offered unto Vasudeva, and this mighty king of Khedi, reproving in the midst of that assembly both Bhisma and Yudhishthira, censured Vasudeva thereafter. Sisupala said, Thou of the Kuru race, this one of the Vrishni race, doth not deserve royal worship, as if he were a king, in the midst of all these illustrious monarchs. Son of Pandu, this conduct of thine, in thus willingly worshipping him with eyes like lotus petals, is not worthy of the illustrious Pandavas. Ye sons of Pandu, ye are children, ye know not what morality is, for that is very subtly. Bhisma, the son of Ganga, is of little knowledge, and hath transgressed the rules of morality. And if one like thee, possessed of virtue and morality, acteth from motives of interest, he is deserving of censure among the honest and the wise. How doth he of the Dasarha race, who is not even a king, accept worship before these kings, and how is it that he hath been worshipped by ye? Bull of the Kuru race, if thou regardest Krishna as the oldest in age, here is Vasudeva, and how can his son be said so in his presence? If thou regardest Vasudeva as your well-wisher and supporter, here is Drupada. How then can Madhava deserve the worship? Son of Kuru, regardest thou Krishna as preceptor, when Drona is here? How hast thou worshipped him of the Vrishni race? Son of Kuru, regardest thou Krishna as the Hitivija? When old Divaipayana is here, how hath Krishna been worshipped by thee? Again, when old Bhisma, the son of Santanu, that foremost of men, who is not to die save at his own wish, is here, why hath Krishna been worshipped by thee? When the brave Asvatihaman, vested in every branch of knowledge, is here, why have Krishna been worshipped by thee, when that king of kings, Duryodhana, that foremost of men, is here, as also Kripa, the preceptor of the Bharata princes? Why have Krishna been worshipped by thee? How, passing over Druma, the preceptor of the king Purusas, hast thou worshipped Krishna? When the invincible Bhismaka and King Pandya, possessed of every auspicious mark, and that foremost of kings, Hukimi, and Ekalavya, and Saliya, the king of the Madras, are here, how hast thou offered the first worship unto Krishna? He is Karna, ever boasting of his strength amongst all kings, and endowed with great might, the favorite disciple of the Brahmana Jamadagniya, the hero who vanquished in battle all monarchs by his own strength alone. How hast thou, passing him over, offered the first worship unto Krishna? The slayer of the Madhu is neither a sacrificial priest, nor a preceptor, nor a king, that thou hast, notwithstanding all this, worshipped him, could only have been from motives of gain. If it was your wish to offer the first worship unto the slayer of Madhu, why were these monarchs brought here to be insulted thus? We have not paid tribute to the illustrious son of Kunti from fear, from desire of gain, or from having been won over by conciliation. On the other hand, we have paid him tribute simply because he hath been desirous of the imperial dignity from motives of virtue, and yet he it is that thus insulteth us. From what else, save motives of insult, could it have been that thou hast worshipped Krishna, who possesseth not the insignia of royalty, with the Arghyaharana in the midst of the assembled monarchs? Indeed, the reputation for virtue that the son of the Dharma hath been acquired by him without cause. For who would offer such undue worship unto one that hath fallen off from virtue? This wretched, born in the race of the Vrishnis and Righteousness, slew of old the illustrious king Jarasandha. Righteousness have today been abandoned by Yudhishthira, and millions on have been displayed by him in consequence of his having offered the Arghyaharana to Krishna. If the helpless sons of Kunti were afflicted and disposed to meanness, thou ought to have enlightened then as to thy claims to the first worship. Why didst thou accept the worship of which thou art unworthy, although it was offered unto thee by those mean-minded princes? Thou thinkest much of the worship unworthily offered unto thee, like a dog that lappeth in solitude a quantity of clarified butter that it hath obtained. This is really no insult offered unto the monarchs. On the other hand, it is thou whom the Kurus have insulted. Indeed, as a wife is to one that is without viril power, as a fine show is to one that is blind, so is this royal worship to thee who art no king. What Yudhishthira is, hath been seen. What Bhisma is, hath been seen. And what this Vasudeva is, hath been seen. Indeed, all these have been seen as they are. Having spoken these words, Sisupala rose from his excellent seat, and, accompanied by the kings, went out of that assembly. Then the king Yudhishthira hastily ran after Sisupala and spoke unto him sweetly and in a conciliating tone the following words: What thou hast said is scarcely proper for thee. It is highly sinful and needlessly cruel. In sooth not Bhisma, by saying that he doth not know what virtue is. Behold, these many kings, older than thou art, all approve of the worship offered unto Krishna. It behoveth thee to bear it patiently, like them. Bhisma knoweth Krishna truly. Thou knowest him not so well as this one of the Kuruhes. Bhisma after this saith, He that approveth not the worship offered unto Krishna, the old one in the universe, deserveth neither soft words nor conciliation. The chief of warriors of the Kshatriya race, who having overcome a Kshatriya in battle and brought him under his power, setteth him free, becometh the Guru of the vanquished one. I do not behold in this assembly of kings even one ruler of men who have not been vanquished in battle by the energy of the son of the Satyavata race. This one here of undefiled glory deserveth to be worshipped not by ourselves alone, but being of might arms, he deserveth to be worshipped by the three worlds. Innumerable warriors among Kshatriyas have been vanquished in battle by Krishna. The unholy universe without limit is established in him of the Krishna race. Therefore do we worship Krishna amongst the best and the old, and not others. It behoveth thee not to say so. Let thy understanding be never so. I have waited upon many persons that are old in knowledge. I have heard from all those wise men, while talking of the numerous much regarded attributes of the accomplished Sauri. I have heard many times all the acts recited by people that Krishna of great intelligence have performed since his birth, and we do not from caprice or keeping in view or relationship or the benefits he may confer on us, worship Janardana, who is worshipped by the good on earth, and who is the source of the happiness of every creature. We have offered unto him the first worship because of his fame, his heroism, his success. There is none here of even tender ears whom we have not taken into consideration, passing over many persons that are foremost for their virtues. We have regarded Hari as deserving of the first worship. Amongst the Brahmanas, one that is superior in knowledge. Amongst the Kshatriya, one that is superior in strength. Amongst the Vaisyas, one that is superior in possessions and wealth. And amongst the Sudras, one that is superior in years, deserveth to be worshipped. In the matter of the worship offered unto Govinda, there are two reasons: knowledge of the Vedas and their branches, and excess of strength. Who else is there in the world of men save Kesava, that is so distinguished in the liberality, cleverness, knowledge of the Vedas, bravery, modest achievements, excellent intelligence, humility, beauty, firmness, contentment, and prosperity, all dwell forever in Akhyuta. Therefore, ye kings, it behoveth ye to approve of the worship that have been offered unto Krishna, who is of great accomplishments, who as the preceptor, the father, the guru, is worthy of the Arghya and deserving of worship. His Hikesa is the sacrificial priest, the guru, worthy of being solicited to accept on daughter in marriage. The Sinataka, the king, the friend, therefore have Akhyuta, been worshipped by us. Krishna is the origin of the universe, and that in which the universe is to dissolve. Indeed, this universe of mobile and immobile creatures have sprung into existence from Krishna only. He is the unmanifest primal cause, the creator, the eternal, and beyond the king of all creatures. Therefore doth he of unfading glory deserve highest worship. The intellect, the seat of sensibility, the five elements, air, heat, water, ether, earth, and the four species of beings, are all established in Krishna. The sun, the moon, the constellations, the planets, all the principal directions, the intermediate directions, are all established in Krishna, as the Agnihotra is the foremost among all Vedic sacrifices, as the Gayatri is the foremost among matris, as the king is the foremost among men, as the ocean is the foremost among all rivers, as the moon is the foremost among all constellations, as the sun is the foremost among all luminous bodies, as the Meru is the foremost among all mountains, as Gadyura is the foremost among all birds, so as long as the upward, downward, and sideway course of the universe lasteth, Kesava is the foremost in all the worlds, including the regions of the celestials. This Sisupala is a mere boy, and hence he knoweth not Krishna, and ever and everywhere speaketh of Krishna thus. This ruler of Khedi will never see virtue in that light in which one that is desirous of acquiring high merit will see it. Who is there among the old and the young, or among these illustrious lords of earth, that doth not regard Krishna as deserving of worship, or that doth not worship Krishna? If Sisupala regardeth this worship as undeserved, it behoveth him to do what is proper in this matter. The mighty Bhisma ceased, having said this. Sahadeva then answered, in words of great import, saying, If amongst ye there be any king that cannot bear to see Kesava of dark hue, the slayer of Kasi, the possessor of immeasurable energy, worshipped by me, this my foot is placed on the heads of all mighty ones. When I say this, let that one give me an adequate reply. Let those kings that possess intelligence approve the worship of Krishna, who is the preceptor, the father, the guru, and deserveth the Arghya and the worship. When Sahadeva thus showed his foot, no one among those intelligent and wise and proud and mighty monarchs said anything, and a shower of flowers fell on Sahadeva's head, and an incorporeal voice said, Excellent, excellent. Then Narada, clad in black deer skin, speaking of both the future and the past, that dispeller of all doubts, full acquainted with all the words, said in the midst of innumerable creatures these words of the clearest import. Those men that will not worship the lotus-eyed Krishna should be regarded as dead dog, moving, and should never be talked to on any occasion. Then that god among men, Sahadeva, cognizant of the distinction between a Brahmana and a Kshatriya, having worshipped those that deserved worship, complete that ceremony. Upon Krishna having received the first worship, Sunitiha, that mower of flowers, with eyes red as copper, from anger addressed those rulers of men and said, "When I am here to head ye all, what are ye thinking of now? Arise, let us stand in battle against the assembled Vrishnis and the Pandavas." And the bull of the heads, having thus stirred the kings up, began to consult with them how to obstruct the completion of the sacrifice. All the invited monarchs who had come to the sacrifice, with Sunitiha as their chief, looked angry and their faces became pale. They all said, "We must so act that the final sacrificial rite performed by Yudhishthira and the worship of Krishna may not be regarded as having been acquiesced in by us." And impelled by belief in their power and great assurance, the kings, deprived of reason, through anger, began to say this, and being moved by self-confidence and smarting under the insult offered unto them, the monarchs repeatedly exclaimed thus. Tog their friends sought to appease them. Their faces glowed with anger, like those of roaring lions driving away from their prey. Krishna then understood that the vast sea of monarchs, with its countless waves of troops, was preparing for a terrific rush.